Episode 9 is said to have many different twists and turns, as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will say that one aspect of Episode 9 that I think a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing are, of course, the various cameos from the prequels and the originals that will be a part of this movie in order to really bring things full circle in Episode 9 by JJ. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the characters of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Rey, as well as the Beyond. Specifically, a description of Rey standing in front of a hut on a desert world with a binary sunset in the background. It's said to be the hut of Obi-Wan Kenobi's on the planet of Tatooine. The next goes over Rey walking forward and begins to sit down, where it's described that she begins to hear the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Rey is said to ask questions about the Beyond, where it's revealed by Obi-Wan that he has traveled to the Beyond once in the past, and warns Rey that it is a place of wonder, however is also a place that is very dangerous, with the power of the dark side that it holds. It's said that Kenobi explains it is a place of power that can benefit or harm an individual, and even warns Rey that the answer that she seeks lies there, however it may come at a cost. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I'm very intrigued about the Beyond and the connection it has to some of the characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. Now, first things first, what's really interesting to me is that we do know that the Beyond is going to be connected to the new threat in this film that will make Kylo Ren feel vulnerable at a certain point in time in this movie. So with that being said, guys, I will say that what I'm really intrigued about when it comes to the film is exactly how significant the Beyond really is going to be on the character of Rey. What kind of answer is she actually seeking over in the Beyond, and will it actually be answered in Episode 9? So Obi-Wan Kenobi, what's really interesting about all of this is that at one point in time in the past, he actually once traveled to the Beyond, either in the form of a Force ghost or maybe at a time when he was alive, we're not quite sure, other than Obi-Wan Kenobi revealing to Rey that he actually once traveled to the Beyond. Now, the Beyond is this place either in the galaxy or based in a different galaxy, or maybe a different realm or dimension, if you will, that is really going to benefit either a light side or dark side user in the Star Wars franchise. So Obi-Wan Kenobi reveals to Rey that it is a place of wonder and also a place that is very dangerous that could very well benefit either a dark side or light side user. So when we think about all the twists and turns and surprises that are coming into this movie, we do know that J.J. Abrams is using the Beyond as a tool in order to have saga-wide implications on the Skywalker saga. So, like I say, I think that the Beyond may very well have to do with what we just talked about recently, about Rey traveling to a specific Jedi temple that allows her to see moments in the past, seeing glimpses of the prequels and even the originals. It's either that it's placed over in the Beyond or over in the Lost City. So, the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio have a lot of plans for this film in order to really satisfy the fans and to really surprise fans by giving us all these different reveals that come right out of left field and really do take us by surprise. So, like I say, the fact that, you know, they are working on bringing Tatooine back into the equation here, into the story of Episode 9, also lines directly up with what we heard a couple of weeks ago about one of the major set designs, the set pieces, if you will, actually being the Lars homestead that was being wheeled out of Pinewood Studios after filming Wrapped a couple of weeks ago. So, Tatooine is going to be a part of this movie to a certain extent, most likely in the third act of the film. I'm going to guess it's going to be, you know, in the beginning of the end of the movie, if that makes sense, like the beginning of the third act of the film, in order to really bring things all together. Because if you look at the originals, we have Tatooine twice. If you look at the prequels, we have Tatooine twice, right? So it only makes sense to bring Tatooine back at least once in the sequel trilogy. It just makes sense in my opinion. Actually, you know, in the prequels, you get it 3 times. You know, you get Tatooine in episodes 1, 2, and 3. You get it at 3 at the very end of the film. So what I like about episode 9 though, is that they are using a lot of these revelations through some of the legacy characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. Now in this scene in particular, we're not quite sure if this is going to be the version of Obi-Wan where it's going to be the Alec Guinness version or the Ewan McGregor version. Like I say, from what it seems in this actual sequence, Rey does not see Obi-Wan Kenobi, however only hears his voice, kind of similar to what happened in the Force Awakens flashback scene. So with that being said, guys, what do you think about the Beyond? What do you really think it's actually going to be in this movie? And do you think that it really is going to be a tool in order to move the character of Rey forward? Because we also know that there are a lot of truths that come along with the Beyond that will be introduced in episode 9. So this reveal by Obi-Wan Kenobi to Rey sounds very promising. This big secret of his that he once traveled there, either in the form of a Force ghost and or while he was alive, we're not quite sure. But nonetheless, Obi-Wan Kenobi has gone to the Beyond at a certain point in time in his life. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.